Shalom, shalom, shalom. You already know what's going on. Your brother D the messenger, man. Tap in if you want to win. I know it ain't your fault you ain't been taught. So in all fairness, on spreading awareness, um, go get your chips, stay in them scripts, um, and don't even trip. It's gonna get greater later, and free all the guys. I know y'all gonna come home and be better brothers, better husbands, better sons, and better cousins. I believe in my brothers. You see that? And so that's what I got going on, man. I ain't trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you. Um, and that's what it is. So we dealing with cannibalism and Satanism because they go hand in hand. And for a nigga to eat somebody or drink some blood, he gotta be worshiping the devil. On his way, right? So let's just look at it. Why is this happening, right? And we got to go to the scriptures. Ezekiel 39 and 17. Ezekiel 39 and 17. Let me get to it. Ezekiel 39 and 17. Okay, let me get rid of this so y'all can see. Ezekiel 39 and 17. And it reads, And thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord God, speak unto every feathered fowl and to every beast of the field, right? Every feathered fowl includes the eagle, the crow, and all the other ones you might know. The beast of the field includes the serpent, right? And all the others, even his brothers. Let me keep reading. Assemble yourselves. Damn, I done knocked my camera out. Let me come down here with it. Okay, let me go back. Assemble yourselves. Where am I? I'm at assemble yourselves. Okay. And come. Gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. So stop right there. The Lord is telling us that he's going to allow every feathered fowl, including the eagle and the crow, and the ones that we know, and every beast of the field, including the serpent and his brothers and all the others, to eat and drink the blood of the Israelites. A great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. So we dealing with cannibalism, right? It's important. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth. The princes of the earth is dealing with Judah, right? Whom the kingdom shall not depart from. So the princes of the earth are the Jews, right? Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes. We know it's the Jews because it's dealing with Israel, right? They gonna eat the flesh, drink the blood of the Israelites, every feather fowl and every beast of the field. Dealing with heathens now, drinking and eating the blood of the princes of the earth. Okay, let me go. 18. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. These are all sacrificial animals right here. Keep that in mind. right? And when it's dealing with the fatlings of Bashan, I think we got to go to Numbers 32, 33. Well, it might be 33, 32 because it's dealing with the northern kingdom. And I got to show you that. I just can't say it. Numbers 32, 33. Yeah, here we go. And Moses gave unto them even the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, we dealing with the north side, and unto half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan. You see that? The land with the cities thereof and the coast, even the cities of the country round about. So that means everywhere. The cities, the rural areas, everything, right? And we dealing with, right here, this is Numbers, right? This is wilderness, post-Egypt. We riding with Moses. In the book of Ezekiel, what we was just reading, that's way after that, right? So when you see the fatlings of Bashan, it's dealing with Israel. It's dealing with the northern kingdom. I just had to show y'all that. Ezekiel 39 and 19, and ye shall be eat fat till you be filled, till you be full, and drink blood till you be drunken of my sacrifice which I have sacrificed for you. Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith the Lord God. And I will set my glory among the heathen. See that? I told you it's dealing with the heathen. And all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So it's the Most High, right, that's doing this, that's making them eat us. Every single thing, and we dealt with that with Angels and Spirits in the Holy Scriptures Part 1. That every time something bad happens to you, it's not the devil. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has his hand in everything. And he has evil angels, right, to do his bidding. He has spirits created for vengeance. And go look at that. I'll get into those scriptures and I'll break them down. Go check that lesson out. Right? I'm going to read this again. 39:21. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. And you know, this is something that is, I know our ops is eating this up, right? Because what kind of God would allow people to eat his people? Would allow the heathen to eat his people, right? Literally eat them and drink their blood like vampires. Why would God allow this to happen? That's why we have to study to show ourselves approved, to see why, right? Those questions have to be answered. We're not just gonna give up on our God and go worship your God, because your God ain't shit. Bottom line, your God ain't talking about a bitch ass thing. I'm gonna stick with the Most High God, the big God, the one God, the only God, right? The Father of the Messiah, and of us all, right? Ezekiel 39:21. I will set my glory among the heathen, and because the Most High then put them up over us, right? His glory is the reason why they rule. It's the Most High. He gave them that ability to rule us. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their God that day and forward. So if we don't learn after this that they can eat us, the Most High say they can eat us, shit, we gotta tighten up. For me, this is enough, right? Knowing what I know about the delectable Negro and all of the cannibals that was eating niggas like Jeffrey Dahmer. And I think I got a clip of Dahmer. We're going to look at it. Verse 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. You see that? So it's not because they stronger than us, they smarter than us, or none of that kind of shit. It's because of our inequity. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they have trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. You see that? So fell they all by the sword, according to their uncleanness, and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. So it's because of us that they can eat us, that they've been eating us, right? And this nigga bugged out. We see him. We know about him from the last lesson, right? Stay out of gangs. Stay away from gangs. You never know how this gonna end, friend. You never know how it's gonna end, twin. You see that? So let me go back. There go Dahmer right there.
I was branching out. That's when the cannibalism started. Eating of the heart and the arm muscle. It was a way of making me feel that they were a part of me. At first it was just curiosity, and then it became compulsive. I was branching out. That's when the
eating of the heart. And when we looked a little bit deeper into Big Lurch, he was eating the girl lung, and they said that he had her heart in this clip right here.
Big Lurch is a Texas rapper who ate his friend Tynesha's lungs in 2002. He described his state of mind in an interview from prison with Geraldo Rivera.
I mean, all I can remember, the world was gonna end, and I had to find the devil and kill the devil before the world ended. That's the last thought that I had.
Do you know that you were actually chewing on her flesh, allegedly, when the cops came?
No, I didn't know nothing about that. The next thing I remember is waking up in a room by myself, and it was horrible.
The radio car arrived, and he was naked, covered in blood. He had her heart under his arm.
He had her heart under his arm.
You know that?
I did not know that.
Her heart was in his armpit.
Wow.
See that?
At least that's what I was told.
Wow, I've been pen pals with him for years.
Really?
That's funny. But see, yeah, he had her heart under his arm. That's new news for me, right? I wonder why that's not widely talked about when people talk about it. They just talk about him eating her lung. But a lot of those guys worship the devil. Him being a rapper that was signed and in certain circles, he definitely was able to elevate. Coming from Texas, where they had a satanic church even back then, because we seen in the same video that I did, Lil Doc was in the pen, and he got the pamphlet from this white dude, which could have been Satan, right? Who knows? Got this pamphlet, just so happened met a white dude in the holding tank, and got a pamphlet by the satanic church, and he wrote the church, and the church sent them a Bible, a church that was in Texas. So we know Texas has ties to Satanism. We know LA definitely have ties to Satanism, the music industry, all of these different labels and lawyers and the boule, the bourgeoisie, the higher ups in society in those cities definitely have access ritualistic, occultic knowledge and move in those circles, right? And it's not just a white thing, because clearly he ate somebody. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just date somebody, but he ate somebody. You see that? So let's look at Dahmer. I think that's what we should have been looking at anyway. Well, we did already.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but in the United States, it is illegal to consume human flesh in the state of Idaho, and only in the state of Idaho. In the other 49 states, there is no law against it. As the Find Law website says, in 49 states, you can at least theoretically eat human flesh and drink human blood in full view of a policeman and suffer no legal consequences. If you're wondering why Idaho bothered to have a law against it, they passed it in 1990 during the Satanic Panic, when there were people obsessed with the idea that there were Satan worshippers doing human sacrifices and rituals everywhere. So they passed a law saying that you can go to prison for up to 14 years if you eat somebody, unless it was in a survival situation. Of course, there are all kinds of laws preventing you from obtaining the meat, except in very specific ways. You would basically have to purchase it. But, for example, a few years ago, a guy on Reddit had to have his foot amputated. He asked the doctor to give it to him afterward, and he ate it just to see what it tasted like, and there's no reason you can't do that. And please note that in the near future, we will be able to eat meat that is grown in a lab. All I need is some cells from the original animal, so I don't know who needs to hear this, but in the United States, it is illegal to consume.
So you can't tell
flesh.
me we don't live in Babylon. You can't tell me at this point this is not the most evil, wicked place on earth. Not only can you worship the devil, but legally worship the devil, but you can eat people legally in every state but one. And the police can't do nothing about it. You can eat your own leg, as we just heard. And we can fact check that, right? You can fact check it. You got more time on your hands than I do. Let me go into my hit. It was another video I was watching. Where is that? Yeah, here we go. This is something that's happening around the world.
News today, and a warning: this story contains confronting details. Police are investigating new lines of inquiry into the death of a 4-year-old boy on the New South Wales Central Coast. A 32-year-old woman has been charged with the child's murder and refused bail. Our reporter Chantal Al-Khoury joins us now from Wyong. Chantal, hello. What more can you tell us?
Well, Lorna, as you mentioned, the details of this are incredibly distressing. We have confirmation that cannibalism will form part of the investigation into the alleged murder of a 4-year-old boy here in Wyong. We heard from police yesterday who said that the scene was incredibly confronting. We know that a woman walked into Wyong Police Station on Saturday afternoon, triggering a welfare check, and that officers made their way here to Byron Street, where they found the body of that child. Now, as you mentioned, the 32-year-old woman has been charged with domestic violence murder and was refused bail. Police have confirmed that she was known to them and that the woman and child lived in the home together, that no one else lived in the home. We know that the Department of Communities and Justice also confirmed they previously had contact with the family and would examine all relevant information. It's not clear what exactly those interactions were regarding. We do know that this has been incredibly confronting and distressing for the community. Some have gathered small toys and flowers outside the unit here. They're also planning a vigil this afternoon to remember the life of an angel taken too soon. They have encouraged people and said to bring a small toy and flowers to remember that 4-year-old boy.
Chantal Al-Khoury, thank you. And if this story's raised any issues for you, you can get help by calling.
Yeah, it's an issue. She ate her son. Uh, she ate her son, and that's the bottom line, man. That's crazy. It's crazy that shit like that is still happening today. Right? We got some serious issues in the world.
Consumed by power cannibalism and slavery in the American
Charleston White.
Consumed by power cannibalism and slavery in the American South. In the brutal landscape of American slavery, the violence inflicted upon enslaved black bodies extended far beyond forced labor and physical punishment. Beneath the surface of plantation life, a darker, more grotesque reality occasionally emerged, one in which slave owners engaged in acts of cannibalism, both literal and symbolic, to assert dominance and satisfy perverse desires. One of the most chilling examples comes from the aftermath of Nat Turner's rebellion in 1831. Turner, a literate enslaved preacher, led a revolt in Virginia that left dozens of white people dead. After his capture and execution, local whites reportedly mutilated his body. According to Vincent Turner's groundbreaking book, The Delectable Negro, Turner's flesh was boiled down into grease and sold as a medicinal ointment. This act of post-mortem consumption was not merely punitive, it was symbolic. It represented the white community's attempt to reclaim power by literally ingesting the body of a man who had defied their authority. Woodard's research reveals that cannibalism in the context of slavery was not always literal. Slave owners often engaged in what he calls metaphorical consumption, a parasitic relationship in which black bodies were consumed emotionally, spiritually, and sexually. Enslaved people were starved. The plantation system itself functioned as a site of human consumption, where black flesh was seasoned, displayed, and devoured in rituals of dominance, documenting how slaves and foreigners were historically consumed in various cultures. He argues that cannibalism was not universally taboo, but rather a culturally contingent practice often tied to imperialism and slavery. In some societies, slaves were killed and eaten as part of ritualistic or commercial practices, revealing a disturbing commodification of human flesh. These accounts challenge sanitized narratives of slavery and force us to confront the full extent of dehumanization. Cannibalism, whether literal or symbolic, was a grotesque expression of power, a way for slave owners to assert total control over the bodies and souls of the enslaved. Reference consumed by.
So yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. Like we read it in the scriptures, we've seen it in real time, in real life, different examples of it. Shit, I mean, and I ain't trying to scare you, I'm trying to prepare you. I know it ain't your fault you ain't been taught. So in all fairness, I'm spreading awareness. We got bigger fish to fry, you and I. And tap in if you want to win, man. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm gone.